I just have to say, you brought up a couple points, or you made a couple points that I feel like brought up further points. And the first of which is that they only had 8 rush attempts. That might be because Alexander Madison is their starting running back. He's not very good. We knew he wasn't very good. He continued to not be very good. I think he's in serious danger of losing his role. And I'm panicking on Alexander Madison to some degree. And if he doesn't lose his role, I just don't think he's good. So it just doesn't matter.
I'm there. So I watched. I actually kind of had to update because I came away like I'm writing my Hitchhiker's Guide in 2 parts, especially for week 1, because I wanted to rewatch every touch before I wrote about the running backs because the small sample data is just like egregiously unreliable after a 1-week sample. So I wanted to give a little bit more eye test. I went into the Tampa Minnesota game where I was like, oh man, here are these 2 running backs I hate. And they both had really shitty box scores. And I'm really excited to have my priors confirmed. Like that was my attitude going into the game. I'll just be up front. I called it the running backs don't matter bowl.
Love it.
And I watched Rachaad White and I was like, yep, my priors confirmed. This guy sucks. And then I watched Mattison and I was like, he was fine. Like, I thought in week 1 he was totally fine. His receiving touchdown was pretty impressive. He actually shook a guy, made it into the end zone. He like doesn't have any sort of creativity or skill at an NFL level or explosiveness where he's gonna like be able to make plays. Okay, I said that in a more mean way than I intended it.
Yeah,
it's just like okay,
just watch for Kareem Hunt. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, you watch some of the plays that DeAndre Swift made today, where he's like juking guys out of their shorts, making guys miss. He's into the second level and he's able to get further because he has legitimate NFL athletic ability. Right? I made a comparison to the runs that we saw from Travis Etienne and Ken Walker in week 1, where they had nothing at the line of scrimmage. They were totally stoned, but they are fast and they're creative and skilled. And so they're able to turn it back outside, cut up the field, get an additional 20 yards. Etienne winds up. That's like his game-stealing touchdown run. Mattison is just never making that run. He's too fucking slow. He does not have that level of skill. But you look at what the Vikings are, it's like they deprioritize their running back to such an egregious level. Like, first of all, they pass the ball at one of the highest rates in the league. Second of all, they check down to running backs at one of the lowest rates in the league. And then third of all, they use their fullback to run routes instead of the running back on some passing downs. CJ Ham ran 12 routes. So like the tailback position just isn't important to the offense, and you kind of get why they're okay having Alexander Madison be it. And I don't think Ty Chandler is anything. I don't think Gaskin's anything. Like, I think Mattison is like okay enough that he's probably safe. It's just that this role isn't valuable. Like there's just not a lot of fantasy points available to the running back position, period. And he's generally going to score under expectation because he's just not an efficient player. So I think I think Mattison is probably the Vikings starting running back for the rest of the year, frankly, by default. But if they do decide to bring in anyone, it could be lights out for him. If they just decide we're going to try Ty Chandler because how much worse could it be? I don't blame them. And most likely scenario is he's going to be the starter all year and be like the RB22.
All right. Fair enough. I agree. He is bad. And all you need to do to be the RB22 is literally not go on IR. Like, that's it. Just exist. You just got to exist and you'll get there.
Right.